Good day from ChemHelp ASAP. Let's discuss the testing of pharmacokinetics in preclinical animal species and how these data help predict human PK of a compound. Upon completion of this video, students will be able to describe preclinical PK studies and the commonly used preclinical species, define in vitro in vivo correlation, and describe allometric scaling and its use for clinical PK predictions. Preclinical PK studies can involve a range of different animal species. By far, the most common for early PK studies are rats and mice. Rats are generally favored because they are larger and can provide a larger blood sample for analysis of the drug concentration. Later studies tend to shift to dogs or monkeys, sometimes called cyno or NHP, non-human primate. Initial studies will include an IV dose group. Follow-up studies for oral drug programs will include oral dosing, likely by oral gavage, a feeding tube. The data collected from these in vivo studies help confirm findings from the in vitro studies, especially the metabolic stability assays and the intrinsic clearance results. Researchers hope to observe good in vitro in vivo correlation, IVIVC, to confirm their understanding of the ADME and PK properties of the molecule. The PK data collected in these in vivo studies look like any other PK data. The IV data can be plotted as natural log, CP versus time, and the slope of the resulting line is the negative of the elimination rate constant of the compound. Knowing KEL allows direct calculation of the compound's half-life. When plotted as CP time, the area under the curve and dose size allow calculation of the compound's total clearance. Together with half-life and total clearance, one can calculate volume of distribution. Finally, with AUC data for an oral curve, one can estimate the oral bioavailability of a compound. Therefore, with these in vivo studies, many of the key pharmacokinetic parameters of a compound can be determined. While this is wonderful, keep in mind that the goal of the program is to discover a drug for humans, not animals. What is the value of knowing the PK parameters of a molecule in animals? Predictions of PK parameters in different animal species can often be used with reasonable confidence to predict PK parameters in humans. These predictions are made based on an idea called allometric scaling. Allometric scaling correlates the typical size of an animal species to its physiology behaviors, which can include metabolic activity. On a per kilogram basis, so kilo for kilo, smaller animals have higher rates of metabolism than larger species. This idea can be used to scale animal PK data to humans. For example, in general, the observed half-life of a compound in humans will be about 4 times larger than the half-life in the rat. While these scaling factors have high uncertainty, they regardless are useful enough for preliminary predictions. Of course, the predictions will need to be confirmed with clinical data at a later time. We have described the basics of preclinical PK studies, which allow determination of the PK properties of a compound. We defined IVIVC, in vitro, in vivo, correlation, which confirms the quality of in vitro preclinical studies. Finally, we described how allometric scaling assists human PK predictions. I hope you have a better understanding of the value of PK studies in animals for the prediction of human PK. As always, please ask any questions in the comments section below the video. Take care.